What's up guys, TC here, and welcome back to Starbound Nightly. And as you can see, we have got a heck of an episode today. So, all this stuff going on around me, this is the brand new rail system. This is the replacement for the Skyrail system, and it is so much better. So, as a lot of you remember, the old Skyrail system was a tech, and now it's been replaced by this system here, and it's way better. It's based on platforms, and also there's actually an item you can carry called a rail hook. And essentially it allows you to kind of grab along, just like the old Skyrail hook used to that was a tech. So now it's actually an item, which is the way it should have been all along. And anyways, we're just going to jump right in. So we have two main types of rails. They functionally, they are identical. So we have the composite rail and the rusty rail. I don't have the rusty rail showing here, but it looks just like it. It's kind of brown. Then we have two corresponding platforms. Rusty platform and the composite. Now the difference between the platforms and the rail hook is the platforms are self-propelling, so they will always, like as soon as you put them on a rail, they're going to start going forwards. The rail hook actually requires gravity, so like you have to go downhill. So like if I jump up and grab this, there we go. I'm not going to go anywhere because there's no there's no downhill gravity pushing me. Now they are a little bit buggy right now, so you might see them kind of like shoot forward or whatever every now and then, or kind of, I don't know, lag, or maybe throw me around. But it's pretty rare, so if you see any of that happen, don't worry about it. This is what happens when new stuff is implemented. But up next, we have these little diodes, and these are really, really important. And so different diodes do different things, and as the first one we're going to show here is the rail bumper. And so this is the rail bumper. And what it does is it essentially, whenever anything like a player or a platform comes in contact with it, it just sends it back to the direction. So right here, hits it and bounces it back. Most of these are going to use the bumper because it's just kind of, if you want an automated way to just kind of have it constantly sitting back and forth, you're going to just put bumpers on each end. And since they're self-propelling, you don't have to do anything to kind of keep them moving. Now the next one here, this little red one, and this is the rail stop. So up here I have two rail stops, and essentially this is kind of a way to start and stop the rail. So I have it attached to a button here. When I hit this button, it's going to start the rail. So this is going to send you across, and this is perfect because it kind of allows you to make like escalators, moving platforms. You can make elevators with this, everything. So this is going to bring us on to our next little diode. This is the rail sensor over here, right where my mouse is. And all this does is detect whenever a player crosses over the diode, it sends out a signal. So I have it connected to this light, so whenever we cross over it, it's going to turn this light on. So we're going to hit this here. When we cross over, this light will turn on, just like that. So that's really fun, really useful. It allows you to, like, maybe as your platform is moving into like your base, maybe it turns all the lights on or opens doors, or, you know, there's lots of uses for it, but all the stuff I'm going to show you today is just kind of the simplified version. And the last one here is the rail switch. The rail switch basically allows you to change directions. So it directs the rider in a different path. So this kind of lets you have one rail that can kind of sector off or shoot off in two different directions. So right here, as you can see, I've got the switch, and it opens and closes that little switch there. So right now, when I hit this button, it's going to send us up and around. Right? But now when I turn this thing off or down, or I'm not quite sure how to describe it, now when we hit it, we're going to go down and up and around. See, so it basically it allows this little switch here to direct you which way you're going to go. But yeah, so like that is what I was talking about with the bugginess. Yeah, so every now and then it just kind of flings you around like that. Definitely a little bug, and that'll probably be fixed. It has something to do with like the momentum of like you moving on these platforms. I don't know, but it's super weird. Anyways, I'm going to show you the use of the sky hook, or the, what's it called? Rail hook. So this thing has to have momentum on it, and essentially whenever you jump in the air, like you can't use it on the ground. If I'm left clicking right now, it doesn't do anything, but if I jump in the air and hold left click, I'll hook onto it, and yeah, so you can use your momentum like that. Very, very cool little thing. I'm glad they gave us this functionality as an item too. It's not quite as good as the platforms, but as you can see, you can build up quite a bit of momentum on these things. Let's see if I can get this to work. Let's grab. There we go. Yeah, and so yeah, it's super interesting. I'm actually really happy because this lets us make super simple elevators, and I know back when they put out those original elevators, people didn't like them because they were set distances, and these things you can make them like, you can make them any length or whatever. They're just like placing a block, and you can make them do pretty much anything. It's very cool. It's a much more intuitive system, and so it's going to pretty much completely replace the elevator system. So, and I know it's actually taken a while to make these things. My excitement, I'm just excited to put these things in challenge rooms, and I'm going to destroy you guys. Up next, this next little bit is also really cool. We have two new things in the game called basically secret doors. We have a secret trap door and a secret regular door. And these things are really cool because it basically lets you make a door out of any material. And so if you look at these, it looks like these are just kind of like little pillars of blocks or whatever. But these are actually doors. So if you see you walk up and you hit it, it's actually a door, and they're made out of whatever the background is. And this is super cool because before it was really hard to make kind of a hidden base because you had, I mean, you know, it's very easy to spot a door, but these things are, they literally take the background, everything about the background, and they just put it in the foreground. So as you can see, this is dirt, this is a lunar-based platform, this is wood, and it works with every single block in the game. And the even crazier part is you can actually color these damn things. So here, we can actually paint this wood. Right, so it doesn't matter. You can paint it whatever color you want. So we pretty much have doors that you can entirely customize. And yeah, so it's super cool. I'm really happy to see this. This is going to make traps easy, like way easier. It's also going to make hidden entrances and hidden bases. It's pretty much going to allow you to hide all your stuff much more easily. Now, yeah, it does show up a little bit with the wiring tool, but the good thing is that most people don't walk around with their wiring tool out, and this stuff blends in with the blocks perfectly. Like, it is exactly identical to these blocks. So unless they just happen to have their wiring tool out, they're not going to notice it. But anyways, that's going to wrap up today's episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please rate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.